Are we live?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube.
Thank you.
Nachman Seltzer's in the house. Noam Fix is in the house. We got Fischl from Baltimore. We got Moti. Who else do we have? This is unbelievable. Robert Links. I got my neighbor that lives 2 floors below me, Dr. Epstein. Ah. Oh, and we got the Bergman kid from Chicago. Is it snowing in Chicago today?
Yeah.
It's snowing in Chicago today. Givaldig.
It's not showing up. I don't know what he's doing wrong. It's not showing up again.
Did anyone else hear that the government's thinking about postponing changing the clock for another month?
They did it. No, they couldn't.
Yeah.
The computer's already set.
There's a problem with computers.
Computer problems with it.
Computer
You
problems.
have till Thursday for them to update every computer.
Okay. Rabbi Sai, let's get going. What do we have here? Okay, first of all, email from Tzvi. Where we're holding? Today's Daf Yud Zayin. We're holding on the bottom of Daf Tezayin, the base, 2 lines from the bottom. Today happens to be the final day of the Sugya of Tumah. So if Tumah is not your thing, hey, look at that gentleman over there with his earphones doing the treadmill on Zoom, listening to the Daf. Unbelievable. Our buddy from Clifton.
This is the first time I'm not excited.
He got off the...
You've given over so nicely.
What'd you say? I had a kin here.
I said this is the first time I'm not excited that we're finishing the Sukkot of Tum and Tara because you've given it over.
Wow. He's not excited that we're finishing the Sugya of Tumah Tara. Beautiful. Okay, I hope there are other people out there like that. I'm enjoying the Tumah Tara, but if it's not your piece of cake, you got to mute everybody, no? If it's not your piece of cake, then today is the final day, and actually we're starting a brand new Mishnah at the end of the day. New Sugya, new everything. Reb Eli Shlita. This is from a guy, my yeshiva Darchi Torah. Way to go. That's where I went when I was a kid for a few years. One of the many schools I went to when I lived in Far Rockaway. I mean, yeah, even when I lived in Far Rockaway, my father sent me to Borough Park. Not exactly sure why. But I did a has now been closed for over a week. Thus, I cannot learn with my regular chavrusa, whom I learned Daf Yomi with. But Baruch Hashem, on Monday, March 16th, at 2 o'clock, no, he doesn't say 2 o'clock, I found your shir on Torah Anytime. What a lifesaver. So anyways, we are on Torah Anytime, and if just for this bacher finding our shir, it was worth the hassle of getting on Torah Anytime. Because it was a hassle. There are over 700 Magidi Shurim trying to get onto Torah Anytime. And we are delighted and very excited that we're on Torah Anytime. What a lifesaver it was. Thank you so much. Looking forward to continue to be part of Yeshir as we get through this Corona thing. Tzvi. Beautiful. I thought he said he's from Passaic. No? Oh yeah. The subject is fan from Passaic. So I also went to Passaic. So, Kitzer, I have a thing with him. This Rabbi is tremendous. This means a lot to me. This somebody forwarded to me. I'm not going to read all. Thanks. So I know you. Now, although I purposely stay a day behind in the shir, so I can't make any comments that would be picked up by you guys, please pass on to Rebelli that, with a smiley face, even though I'm a Chabadnik and he's a Gronik, I enjoy his shiurim. Truly, Mashiach times. It is a tremendous thing, Rabbi Isai. I'm not if you open up the dictionary and look for Gronik, you're not going to see me. Probably going to see a guy from Zilberman wearing his tefillin all day long. But I am a Gronik, and I have a very strong hashkafas. I'm a black and white kind of guy, but I love all Yidden. In fact, in our shir, we have all sorts of Yidden. We have Breslevers, Modern Orthodox, Kippas Rugaz, we have Rabbanim, we have Koil guys. We have Magidi Shurim. We have a number of Daf Yomi Magidi Shurim in the shir. So we are a United Nations. We love all Yidden. And one thing I learned as I was getting older and more mature, that every group of Yidden has something very, very positive to offer. And we have to learn from all Yidden. So whether it's Chesed or Simcha, his Boidedus, running out to the whole world, be a Shliach in Beijing and staying in Beijing, during the Magefa, not leaving. There's tons of things that we can learn from all Yidden, and we have to learn from all Yidden. And now is a special time to be misached, achdus. Just look at the screen here. Look at all the types of Yidden. They all have beards and they're all Charedim, it looks like. No, I'm just kidding. All right. We have Avi. No Charedi over there. All right. Anyway, there's another one. This is from Marty Dauber, a good friend of mine in Chicago. We are remain in place here and enduring. The snow is falling, as are many of our great people, Hashem Yirachem Aleinu. I think that's what he meant. Maybe he's talking about different tzaddikim that have it. All right, don't read this out loud, blah, blah, blah. I really appreciate how much hasmoda you bring to the table, and your schus should multiply like your investments. Okay, thank you so much. I should have not read this whole thing. Moshe Tzvi, Yavaldik. Moshe Tzvi, I love you. Hope to see you soon. And, do we have time for one more? No, we're kind of late. Okay. Double address, we'll get to yours a little later. Zok Te'ele Gemara. Daf Tezayin on the base on the bottom. Vidach, whose water is that?
Mine. You want it?
It's better, give it to me because mine is Corona for me. You get your own Corona. And I already made a bracha. Shkoyach. Vidach Mai. So we're talking about the 18 takonos of Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel got together and they decided that the halacha, out of 300, they gave 18 to Beis Shammai that night. Vidach Mai, what else is there? This not. Kol amitaltalin bevi'inus hatumo ba'oivi hamardeya. You guys understand that? So let's go weiter. I'm just kidding. So it goes like this. Midoi Raisa, in order for there to be a tumah of oil hames, right? When you touched a dead body, we have like this. The worst tumah in the world is mace. Avi avois tumah. He's the grandfather of all tumah. If you touch a body, obviously you're tamei. If you move the body, now there's also something called the oil hames. If you are above the body of the mace, then you become tamei. If any object is over the body of a mace, it becomes tamei. But there's another halacha, that if there is an oil, if there is an actual tent, a ceiling above the mace, above the body, and the body is somewhere below that ceiling, so anything under the ceiling is tamei. Now, how thick does that ceiling have to be, midoi raisa? It has to be 1 tefach thick. So if I take a broom, take this pen, and I put it over the dead body, and the body's over here, but there's something else over here, midoi raisa, it's not tamei, because this is very thin. It has to be at least a tefach. Says the Gemara, Kol ha-metaltalin mevi'inus hatuma ba'oivi ha-mardeya. Mardeya is a goad. You all know what a goad is, but just in case you don't know what a goad is, this is a goad. This stick. This is to get your animal to move. You see it sometimes in the circus. They use this little guy over here. Give him a little jab, and the animal starts moving. We had this lashon the other day also, a goad, a mardeya. It was a very specific size in the time of the Gemara. As you see over here, it's 1/3 of a tefach in diameter, and the circumference, 7 whatever, just times 3. So it's 1/3 of a tefach, and we'll round it out to a full tefach in circumference. You hear Yaakov? You understand what's going on here? Yeah, okay, good. Shaking his head, he understands. Great. So this is a mardeya. Everybody knew the size. It was 1/3 of a tefach. Says the Gemara, although midoi raisa, I need a full tefach to be above the mace, one of the 18 takanas is it could be also as thin as this goad, as this mardeya, 1/3 of a tefach. Omer Reb Tarfon is very upset about this. A kapach is bonai. I'm going to shoot down my children. Shizu halacha mikupachas. It's terrible, this halacha. In fact, I believe that because he said this right here, if I remember correctly, his sons were nifter. I didn't see it brought down here, but I hope I am not wrong about this. I remember somewhere he didn't have sons, and I think it's because of this. He used a very strong lashon. He cursed his children basically. I'm willing to give up my children if this halacha is true. It's not true. Sheshama hashimeya v'ta. There's in fact a mistake here. Can't be. He explains what happened. Who usually use this mardeya, this goat? A farmer who has animals. So once upon a time, there was a story. Farmer had his mardeya on his shoulder. And what happened was, he was walking by a grave. A grave is just like a dead person. And if the dead person is underneath his stick, what happens to the stick? Regardless, midairaisa, the stick, no matter how wide the stick is, the goat becomes tamei, the mardeya becomes tamei. That we said. In order for the goat to create an oil for something else, it needs to be a tefach. But in order for it to become tamei itself, it could be the size of a pin, and a pin becomes tamei if you put it over a grave. So that's what happened. It went over a grave, and it became tamei. Now, if we go back to our list over here, our chart, you have a dead person laying in the ground. He's avi avois hatuma. You had a stick that went over the avi avois hatuma. That stick became avatuma. The human being holding the stick, one madrega less, became a rishon latuma. So the dead person, you have the stick that was over the dead person, but oil became avatuma, and then the man holding the stick becomes a rishon latuma. What happens if a person is a rishon latuma? What's the process of purification of tahara for him? He goes to the mikveh, and that day he is tahar. What's the process if he himself is like the stick? He himself did an oil over the dead person. He's tamei for 7 days. And now you have to go through the whole process of sprinkling him on the 3rd and the 7th day. Completely different tumah. Says the Gemara, says Reb Tarfon, I'll explain to you what happened. This individual was holding his stick. Timu oisoi mishum kelim hamailim alameis. And they said, he is tamei because he touched this stick. Now, not the pshat like you started off in saying that, this stick has the power to make tumah of oil, and anything underneath it is tamei for 7 days. No. Anything underneath it, anything that touches it, is not tamei for 7 days. The person touching it became tamei for 1 day. So there is no, Reb Tarfon doesn't agree that there was a takana here, there's a gzeira here. One individual made a mistake, and that's it. Omer Reb Akiva. Omer Reb Akiva. Ani atakein shiu divrei chachamim kayomim. Let me fix this. It's not true. Don't kill your kids so fast. Don't curse anybody. Don't be upset. There is, in fact, a takanas chachamim here. That what? Shiyu kol amitaltalim mevim es hatuma ala ha'odom shenoise oison ba'oivi hamardeya. People might get confused, and they might say that 1/3 of a tefach is actually a tefach because there's a circumference of a tefach. And what's going to happen here, explains Rashi. You know what? Let's see Rashi inside. Might be easier. Rashi dibra maskal aniya takin shiu divrei chachamim. Let me fix this, says Rebbe Kiva. Shoyim rimay v'amer there maybe tuma kayomim. Yesh dover shemivim olav tuma mamish liton hazoyim edivreim. There is something that could make tuma that you need to wait 7 days and have sprinkling. Kigoyin al adam hanoisan, like a person that carries the stick. Says Rebbe Kiva, what happens is that the person touched the stick. He's tamei for touching the stick. Shetame boy tumas mago min atayra. He is tamei because he touched the stick. And how long is he tamei for? Only 1 day. Gazru olav, but they made a gzeira boivi hamardeya on 1/3 of a tefach, the thickness of the goad. Litame tumas oil midivrayim, to make him tamei for 7 days instead of 1 day. Why? People might confuse the circumference with the diameter. They'll say, oh, we have a third of a tefach diameter, and that is why this person is tamei. So therefore, they're going to start saying that anytime you have a diameter, he is tamei, a full tumah, 7 days, and a full tumah, and he only has to go. He only is tamei for 1 day. It's going to be a reverse. They're going to say, look what happens when a person is completely tamei. Person who's completely tamei only has to keep 1 day. Look, he had a tefach. Now it's not a real tefach; it's only a third of tefach. But really, in circumference, it's a tefach. So he was fully tamei, and look what Chacham said. He only has to go to the mikvah that day. He's tamei for 1 day. And therefore, when a person is really tamei for 7 days, they'll say, nah, there's no such thing. All you have to do is go to the mikvah that night. The key in the Thomas Look, he's tamei with the raisa, and all he has to do is wait till the evening. They think that he became tamei for real through oil. And if he's tamei through oil, he's tamei for 7 days. Why do they think he's tamei for real? Because the circumference is a tefach. They don't know that you don't go by circumference. You have to go by the diameter. You need a full diameter of a tefach. And since in this case you said, hey, he's only tamei for 1 day, here's the punchline. People are going to come to say that when a person is supposed to be tamei for 7 days, he's only tamei for 1 day. What did Chachamim do? They said everybody's tamei for 7 days. So in fact, there was a gzeira. There's a gzeira if a person has a stick the size of a goad of a mardeya that's only a third of the size that's necessary. They said, you know what? He's tamei like you have the full size, because we don't want people to be relaxed and say that the tum is only for 1 day. We want people to know that the tum is 7 days in the doiraisa. So everything is tamei for 7 days. That's one of the 18 takanas. That's how Rebbe Kiva explains it. Rebbe Tarfon argues. He says, no, they never made a takana like that. Nobody's going to get confused between circumference and diameter. No such thing, says Rebbe Tarfon. Okay. Let's keep on going. So he says like this. Let's go back just a few words. If you carry a stick, and you touch it, it should be tamei even a third of the size, a third of a tefach. And now, a needle that goes over a mace, becomes tamei. If I don't touch the stick, I'm not touching the stick. The stick is above me, then I need a full tefach. The only time a third of a tefach becomes tamei is if I'm touching it. So I had a maga here. I am tamei for a day. Now I'm going to be confused with 7 days. If I touch the stick, it's above me. It's creating an oil on me. Nobody's going to get confused. Over there, I need a full tefach. Somebody's talking? Whatever. I thought it's muted.
I'm watching the YouTube.
Ah.
My signal's down.
Are we still having issues with YouTube that it's not posting to the right place?
No, it posted today and Sunday. Yeah.
It did post.
16 days. I haven't done it. It's YouTube, nothing to do with us.
Okay. There was a little bit of an issue for YouTubers. They wrote in that they couldn't find the share. Yesterday's share, I think it was. But he's saying it's fixed. Everything's fixed. The share before is fixed. Today's share is good. It was just something with YouTube that day, maybe. This stick that we're talking about, it doesn't have a tefach. The complete circumference is a tefach. And they made a gzeira, the circumference, because of the diameter. Now, Rebbe Tarfon who doesn't hold that this is one of the 18, now I don't have 18, I only have 17. Now if you remember yesterday, we were talking about one of the 18 things, according to Reb Meir, was if a guy catches water from a downspout. And there was clouds, the clouds went away, then the clouds came back. According to Bishamai, that's considered machshava. According to Bisil, that. Now, Rabbi Yossi argues in that. He says that's not one of the 18. So we had to stick in. We said, okay, according to Rabbi Yossi, it's Benois Kusim. All the daughters of Kusim have Tumah of a Nida from the day they're born. Okay, so Rabbi Tarfon is going to have to learn like Rabbi Meir. He has to use the Benois Kusim. In order to get to 18, he has to say Benois Kusim. But you can't use Benois Kusim and hold like Rabbi Yossi and say that you're going to be stuck again. You're not going to have 18. If you say that downspout is not part of the 18. So he says downspout is one of the 18. Okay, plus Benois Kusim, together I have 18. One of the 18 is Benois Kusim Aranida. Ubeidach, and the downspout, Sri Meir. He can't jump, he can't dance in two chasanas. Oh, Avi, how's the chasana yesterday? Where's Avi? Is he around? I don't see Avi. Kamiansky's are not on today. Does anybody know if they achieved hundreds of people on Zoom for the chasana? I don't see anybody. Okay. There's a big Zoom chasana for Avi's sister who pushed off the wedding twice and finally made it last night in Los Angeles. And they were trying to get a bunch of people on Zoom to be Misameach Chasim Mikala. Thought it was a great idea. I forgot about it, unfortunately. Okay. When it comes to downspout, so in other words, you're dancing on two chasanas. So you have to hold like Rabbi Meir in downspout, and Benois Kusim is number 18. If you hold like Rabbi Yossi in downspout, in other words, Ma'im Shuvim, grabbing water from a downspout is not one of the 18. Now you're going to be left with 17 again. So you have to say, downspout is one of the 18, plus Benois Kusim, you get to 18. Vidach. Let's keep on going. New sugya. What else do we have from the 18? We're going to finish up the 18 today, obviously. And then we're going to get to the new Mishnah. Haboitzer lagas, we mentioned this. If a person harvests grapes, lagas means he harvests grapes for wine. Because one could harvest grapes for raisins. That's not included. That's a mini Stefansky right over there. For me, it's top of the screen. Jonathan with his headphones on top. That's actually, that's my fourth cousin probably. Right? Something like that. Haboitzer legas. Shammai oimer. Shammai oimer huchshar. Notice, this is Shammai himself. This is not Beis Shammai. This is Shammai. And the Gemara asked, we had the sugi because the Gemara asked, here's a fourth machlokes between Shammai and Hillel. Why do you tell me there's only three? The Gemara brought this. The Gemara said that at the end of the day, it was Beis Shammai that decided it. Let's see. Haboitzer legaz Shammai oimer huchshar. Shammai say that the grape juice that comes out of the grapes is enough to make the grapes susceptible to tumah. For any fruit to be tameh, any food to become tameh, you have to pour liquid on it, one of the 7 liquids. Guess what? Grape juice happens to be one of the 7 liquids, wine, grape juice. So this grape juice, I have no intent. I have to have ratzon, I have to want this grape juice to go on my grapes. The Shammai say that's enough. There's enough ratzon, the Gemara is going to explain why. Hillel oimer, not Beis Hillel. Hillel himself says, lo yuchshar, it's not enough. Amalei Hillel Shammai. So Hillel starts arguing with Shammai. Everything Shammai tells Hillel, Hillel throws out the door. Until Shammai wins. So Hillel tells Shammai, Moiskin is the same exact thing as boitzer, just it's referring to olives. Why is it that you're discussing grapes and not olives? What happens to the liquid that comes out of an olive? According to you, that liquid should make the olives Tamei huchshur lekabel tuma as I'm harvesting the olives. Amarlei, in takni taini, if you're going to upset me, goizreini tuma afala mesika. You're right. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to say that even olives have the same halacha. So they explain that I saw somebody explain. I think it's the Ben Yoyoda or somebody else maybe. That explains. Well, he's a child. You're going to make me upset, so I'm going to punish you. No, he says, I thought that you're so smart and you understand the reasoning behind this. If even you don't understand, then I'm going to have to explain it to people. I'm going to have to make a gzera even on olives. Tosfos says that olives are a little different. Olives, the liquid that comes out of an olive immediately is not really olive oil. It's not oil. It's moil. It's like water, so it's different. Fine. Certainly a person doesn't need that. Perhaps by grape juice, the guy will want that grape juice later on. But not this water that comes out in the beginning. Says the Gemara, not Zucher Beis HaMedrash. So Hillel goes along, Shammai puts a sword. Interesting, they're carrying swords, these guys. Everybody's carrying a sword. We had it over there. Where was it? By, Nachman. Oh, Palti ben Laish. Sword in the bed. Everybody has a sword. They take a sword and they put it by the door. Hanichnas yikones vayotze al yotze. That's it. We need to make a count. We need to see who's the roiv here. What do we have here? It's a little off, no? The zoom shtickle. Maybe turn this here. Let me see. No, the opposite way. Because we're in reverse. Oh, that's okay. Hanichnas yikones. I just ruined it.
Yeah.
So fix it. What's the problem? No touching. Avisi poshati. Don't mess. We have the tech guy here. We don't need a mess. Anyway, let's take a count. Nobody can come in and out. You come in, I'll sword you. Hillel kafuf v'yoshev. Hillel. Hillel Zaken. Who is Hillel? As we mentioned the other day, 100 years before the Beis HaMikdash, Hillel was the Nasi. After he was Nifter, his son took over. After that, the grandson took over. After that, the great-grandson took over. But he's the Nasi. He's sitting there like a kid. Kafuf v'yoshev lefnei Shammai ke'echav en talmidim, like one of the talmidim. He's pashat b'zayat. V'yakasha liYisrael ki yom shenasa b'yegel. It was very difficult for Klal Yisrael. It was like the day that the egel was done. If they would have listened to Aaron HaKohen and to Chur, there wouldn't have been an egel. Listen to Hillel and there wouldn't be problems. No. We're going to put Hillel in the corner and treat him like a Talmud, and we're going to force this halach on him. Ugazer Shammai v'Hillel v'lo kiblu menayu. The Gemara says even Hillel, there's a count. It's fair. Shammai has more people saying like Shammai. We have to make the example. If you harvest grapes, but Klal Yisrael didn't accept it. I don't know, whatever it was, nobody accepted it. That night in the attic, where they were gozer 18 halachas, gozer v'kiblu minayu, this became one of the 18. So it wasn't Hillel and Shammai at the end of the day, it was their Talmidim. Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai. But what's the reason? My time Omer Ziri, Omer B'chanino Gzero Shemo Yivtzereno B'kupois Tmeos. The Gemara understands that if I have a vessel that contains these grapes, and the vessel is tamei, so typically I have to have rotzon. I have to say I want this liquid to go on my fruit. When the vessel is tamei, since it's tamei everything, I don't need that rotzon. That is my rotzon. Hanicha lemanda omar kli tamei choyshev mashkin. Okay, there's a machlokes. There is a manda omar that says that a tamei kli considers it. That is the rotzon. Great. I need to come up with a new reason because there's a man that says it's not true. It doesn't. The tamei kli doesn't change anything. Now, who's this man the Omar that says that a kli tamei is machshev? That if you put grapes in a tamei vessel, automatically what two things happen together? They become tamei, and the liquid becomes enough to be machsher my fruit. Says Rashi, lo yadana. I have no idea heicha. Look at Rashi. Lo yadana heicha. In brachas, we had a similar Rashi, and the Rebbe Kiva Eger on the side brings down, I forgot, maybe 42 places in Shas that Rashi says lo yadana. And then somebody sent, Rebbe Chaim Kanievsky says there's other places, and he added. But what's very interesting is that Tosfos says, I do know where it is. So Tosfos brings the Tosefta. And interesting, Rashi didn't know about this Tosefta. Now, if you look at Rav Nisim Gaon, amazing Rav Nisim Gaon here. Rav Nisim Gaon, a Gaon before Tosfos even. He says, if you look all the way at the last line of Rav Nisim Gaon, he says, I found it. And it's in Tosefta. And he says, the last words on the page. Vizar lecha bezeh hapirush. Be very careful with what I'm telling you. Ki nistar hu ma'oid. It's very hidden. Ukvar siyani hamokim legaloisoy levaroy. Baruch Hu helped me to find the source. Not exactly sure what he means. He's like sticking up for Rashi over here that it's a nistar. It's not meant for people to know. That's how I understand. Nistar. What?
It was like hidden or something.
Very hidden. For some reason it was hidden. You could also lower it if you want. You don't have to turn it off completely. Nistar, I don't know. Ayin in the Rav Nisim Goyen. Very interesting Rav Nisim Goyen. Fine. Vidach, we have light from outside. Okay, beautiful. You can give a side light also. Vidach, let's keep on going in the 18. Turn the page, Yudzayin on base. Vidach. Tavi Rishba, says Rashi. Tavi is the person's name. Rishba means he was a hunter. He's a hunter. I think it's the only time in Shas that he's brought down. Omar Shmuel. He says in the name of Shmuel. Av Gidulei True-mah. True-mah. If I take True-mah and put it in the ground, what happens? I destroy the True-mah. How does something grow? First has to decompose. Is that the word? Yeah, something like that. And then it grows. So I destroy the True-mah. But even so, whatever comes out of that decomposition, whatever the word is considered True-mah. And that's Xera. Bye bye Yom Gazru. That's one of the 18. My timer. Omer Rav Chanina Jonathan. We got 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Where's your note? What? I said. Okay. What's no I'm saying? Here, he wants to go on. Unmute him. No, I'm fixed. He owns Tomer Devorah, so we have to say what?
You skipped. Go back.
I have to go back. Okay. Oh, Tezah. Let's go back. Oh, I sure did skip. Shkoyach. Let's see Nachman Seltzer. He's probably jumping out of his seat. He turned off Zoom. Where is he?
Yeah,
Where's Nachman? Nachman! Did I skip? Oh, he's giving me the big no-no. Wow. That's what happens. I need the oilam. I need the oilam. Here's Nachman. Here's this kid. He would never let me skip. Ice achas, he wouldn't let me skip. And I skipped 4 lines. And these clowns over here, they're busy with their cameras. They have no idea.
Major skipping.
This is not Stam.
Huge skipping.
Sorry. Listen, I thought I could get away with it. I thought on Zoom, Dylan's not paying attention. They're looking at the screens. They're spacing out. Chotasi, Avisi, Poshati. I'll try not to do it again, Rabbi Isai. Okay, let's go back. Why did I think I could go? Because I got all excited about the Rav Nisim Goyen, and I thought I'll feed you some Rav Nisim Goyen and continue. The truth is, I have no idea what the pshat is in these last few lines, so I had to skip. But now that you caught me, let's go inside. Let's see what it says here. We said that. How did I skip this, Rabbi Isai? Okay. Says the Gemara. The chashash is not Tomei Kalim, but rather waterproof kalim. You put tar on the clean those days. Can you imagine what they used to do then? They didn't have plastic. They take a piece of wood and they smear some gook in there, some tar, and now it becomes waterproof. That means that I, at the end of the day, want this grape juice. I'm going to use this grape juice. I'm going to make wine out of it. So if I want it, then it becomes mukhshel l'kabel. I could be machshir other things l'kabel tumah. Rav Amar gzeira mishum hanoishchois. So Jonathan, I don't have 10 minutes. Now I'm going to be down to 7 minutes once we do this Gemara. Because the noishchois are clusters of grapes. Now I want to grab a cluster of grapes. It's impossible for me to grab a cluster of grapes without squeezing other grapes and creating grape juice. So since it's impossible, it's like a psik resha. I have to do it. And if I have to do it, then this liquid that comes out is l'ratzon. I can't get away from it. If I put grapes in a bowl and for whatever reason grape juice oozes out of it, I don't know about it. I don't want it. But over here, since I know about it, I know it's going to happen. To get to the cluster, I need a squeeze. That's considered Ratzon, and that's Machshel Kabel Tumah. Rav Nachman Omer Rabbi Baravua Pa'amim Shodem Hoylech Lekarmel Leidem Igio Anovim L'Mitzir Eloi. Same idea. He wants to go to his vineyard to see what's going on here. He starts squeezing, and therefore it creates liquid, and that's mashal kabel tuma. Therefore, since I am going here with legas, again, this from the beginning of the sugi, it says the word aboitzer legas. I am harvesting grapes for wine. For wine, I got to be careful with the mashka. However, one last time, if I'm harvesting these grapes for other reasons, then the Gzeras Chachamim doesn't apply to me. I don't care. I don't want grape juice. I want raisins. Raisins, even if I put it into a tar bowl, it's not a problem. Next, V'idach Amar Tavi, Rishba Amar Shmuel, Avgiduli True-mah, True-mah B'Bayim Gazru. If I plant True-mah in the ground, it has a halach of True-mah, I cannot use it, or it is True-mah. My taima. What's the problem? The problem is that a Yisrael, rather than giving the Truma to the Kohen, he'll keep it for himself. And he's going to start planting with it. And instead of giving it to the Kohen, he separates Truma and he uses it as seeds. And now he benefits from it. Amarava, that doesn't make any sense. If you're concerned about a Yisrael, that's a bad guy, why would he separate 2% for Truma? Doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, Truma Midaraisa is one kernel of grain for everything. I could get away with it. So if I'm a bad guy, I don't have to be a really bad guy. Why should I be a bad guy? Let me give one kernel of grain. It costs me, there's no number. 100 grains cost me 1 penny. So what's 1 grain? Nothing. So what's the big deal? If I'm already a tzaddik and I'm giving 2%, 1 out of 40, 1 out of 50, 1 out of 60, depending on how stingy I am, then I can't be choshid me that I'm going to use it. Allah says, Rav, mishum truma tmeya b'yad kohen. All truma goes to the kohen. If it's tar, I give it to the kohen. If it's tamei, I give it to the kohen. What does the kohen do with it? He burns it. He could use it, he could benefit from the burning, but this kohen doesn't want to benefit from the burning. It's nothing. It doesn't have any value to him. So what does he do, this kohen? He says, I'm going to use it for seed. But seed is in 3 months from now, not today. What's going to happen is he might come to eat it. He might come to do something wrong with it. So I said, listen, don't save it for seeding. That's the Tekanas Chacham. Don't save it. Because if you save it, no good. One more of the 18. A guy is walking with money in his pocket on Shabbos. I had a Maisa in Pesach. Well, truth is, it starts with another Maisa. I don't have time. No time for Maisas. I got to tell you this Maisa. This guy in Hebron made a bet with his friend. He said, I want to see who could sleep longer. So of course I could sleep longer. Oh, Judah, Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov, I was wondering where you are. Mazel Tov, Elisheva, Judah, the whole ganze mishpacha. So the guy in Hebron makes a bet. So they said, you know what, it's Thursday night, let's go to sleep tonight, and let's see who could sleep longer. So they both go to sleep. One guy gets up early in the morning, and he sees it's starting to get light outside. He says, you know what? My friend is sleeping. Let me jump up. Let me put on tefillin real quickly. And he'll never know. So he puts on his tefillin, and he sneaks out, he goes to the Beis Medrash. He walks in the Beis Medrash, and the Olam turns around for Bay V'Shalom, the davening Kabbalah Shabbos. They're looking at it. It wasn't the morning, it was the evening. Fine. That was the story in Hebron. I was once on a bus, Erev Shabbos, when I learned to Pesach. I was 15 years old. And all of a sudden a blizzard started coming down. The bus got stuck on the highway for many hours. And I'm looking outside, it's starting to get dark, it's almost Shabbos. I was 15 years old, I had no idea what to do. Should I leave my tefillin on the bus? So, Baruch Hashem, the bus got to the stop, and it was really kind of dark. So I grabbed my tefillin, I started running towards the yeshiva, And as I walk into yeshiva, the oilam is like davening Ma'ariv already. They're like, I don't know, Kabbalah Shabbos is crazy. I walked in on Shabbos. Anyway, this guy, not that great a story to waste a minute here, but the guy was holding a wallet of money Erev Shabbos. What should he do? Now, Midoraisa, he has a great idea. There's a great eitzah for him. He's in Rosh Hashanah. He's not allowed to walk 4 amos in Rosh Hashanah's carry, but he could walk 3.9 amos in Rosh Hashanah and stop. And then walk 3.9 amos. Very annoying, but he'll save all his money. Chacham said, no. It's better to give it to a guy. Amir Lagim, grab a guy, say, look, do me a favor, bring my wallet home. Rather than walking. Why? Because he might forget and he might walk on Shabbos. He might walk more than the 3.9 amos. Vidach. Omer Bali, Omer Avimi, Sinvasa. This is also only time in Shas you'll find this name. Pitom v'Shamnon v'Yenon u'Bnei. There were guys who were on Pasakum, the bread of a guy. Shemenakum. Yayin, their Yayin Nesech, their wine. U'Bnei and the Isser of Yichud with a Goya. Kulan, Mishmanasar Davrahim. That all these 4 are considered 1 out of the 18. Hanichal Meir. Now the Gemara goes through it. Remember, we should really go through, we don't have that much time though. Somebody sent me the list there. We had the 9 Psulei True-mah. Should we go through it? Yes or no? Should we go through it? Should we go through it? He's saying maybe. It's Corona time. We have plenty of time. Where are you guys going? Okay. This is no Shachris. You're not allowed to go to Minyan now. The first one was if you eat food that's a Rishon L'Tumah, you become a Sheni. If you eat a Sheni L'Tumah, that's number 2. If you eat a Sheni L'Tumah, you become a Sheni. If you drink drinks that are Tameh, you yourself become a Sheni. All 3 of these are because you might be eating Tameh food in your mouth or drinking Tameh food in your mouth, and you'll make True-mah Tameh. Remember, that's the Gzeir. If somebody goes into the mikvah, Roishi V'Rubai, he was in the mikvah and then he comes out of the mikvah and he dunks himself, he takes a bath with Mayim Shuvim, he becomes Tameh. Not only that, a person that's completely tar, that's number 5. If you pour 3 lugan on him, he becomes completely Tameh because people will forget that the mikvah is mitar, not the water. Yadayim are Tameh. So if you touch, without washing your hands, you touch True-mah, all these things are pasal True-mah. Food that became Tameh through hands, mashkim. In other words, liquids that touch food that became Tameh through your hands are Tameh. And number 9 and number 8, which we just said, we could combine the 2, the Gemara is going to say now. That vessels that become Tameh through liquids that became Tameh through a sheretz, not through your hands, remember? One was through the hands, one became through sheretz, are metameh. By the way, somebody sent it, I forgot the guy's name, I printed it, I forgot where I put it. He sent me this whole list, he did it for Hatzalah, he also sent me a whole Tameh and Tumah thing. But I'm going to add something to his list there, which he doesn't have, I'm not sure why. Number 10 is Benois Kusim, that they made a Gzeira on all the daughters of Kusim. Number 11, you could argue if this is number 10 or 11, but when you catch water from a downspout. Bishamai Bisilil, yeah, we just spoke about it. Number 12 is Boitzer Lagas, the grapes. Number 13, that True-mah planted, whatever grows out is also True-mah. Number 14 is when you forget your wallet in your pocket on Erev Shabbos. 15 and 16 is in the first Mishnah right before this, that you're not allowed to read to the candlelight and you're not allowed to delouse your clothing to the candlelight. Number 17 is what we just mentioned, Pasakum, Shemenakum, which later on they took away. There is no Shemenakum, but Yeinakum we have, Yainesach, and that there's Yichud with a Goya. Now, we're missing one. Says the Gemara, Hanichal Rav Meir, that we have the Mayim Shuvim. You could do the downspout. With the downspout, it's 18. Ela, the Rabbi Yossi, Shifseri Havin. Now the Gemara is saying, well, wait a minute. Benois Kusim is part of this list. It's a little interesting. We use Benois Kusim as if we just pulled one out of the sky and just used it. But no, it's in fact part of the list. And if it's part of the list, now we only have 17 according to Rabbi Yossi, and we don't have 18. Says the Gemara, first came Pasakum, oil of Akum, and they said, we got to be goyzer in Pasakum. Over here, by the way, Rabbi Chananel says there's no Pasakum in a place where there's a lot of bread, a Pas Yisrael Metzuya, because of Chayi Nefesh. Stam a note. Val Shamna Mishum Yemna. First came Yayin Nesach, then came oil, then came Pas. Al Pitom Mishum Shamnam. How does it make sense that oil came before bread? Bayum the Shem Pas. Why is one worse than the other? Ela Gazru Pitom V'Sham Mishum Yenom. Yenom is the worst. Wine is a social thing. People drink it, they get drunk. You're going to associate with a guy. You might do Avodah Zarah, who knows what. And wine came because of their daughter's yichud. Because of Avodah Zarah. Davar Acher is Avodah Zarah. Very interesting lashon. If you didn't have Rashi, it's because of Davar Acher, it's because of this, and this is because of this, which you need to explain. But Avodah Zarah we have one, and Avodah Zarah is because of something else. What's the something else? My Davar Acher. We don't want the children of the Jewish children to play with the Goyish children because of Mishkav Zachar. So they said what? They said that all Goyim have halacha of Ziva. There's Zav. Now Goy doesn't have a Ziva at all. He can never become a Zav. Even if he sees physical Ziva, he's not a Zav. There are Goyim that they have halacha like a Zav. And from Tumah, everybody's careful. Mishkav Zachar is a different story. But Tumah, I don't want to deal with that guy. But according to Rameir, now you have 19. Says the Gemara, number 8 and number 9 on the list. It's considered one. Let's do the Mishnah real quickly. Rabbi said we have some time here. This is a Mishnah discussing the halacha, brand new Mishnah, brand new sugya. We're done with Tumah. The halacha of Shvisas Kalim, for the most part. In other words, can my air conditioner work on Shabbos? Can my light be on Shabbos? Good thing the halacha is not like Bishamai. That's all I could say. Bishamai oimrim, ein shoyin dioy v'samonim v'karshinin. You can't soak the ink, and Rabbi Schoenberg afterwards is going to give us a whole shear how the ink used to work. They used to take this and coals and all sorts of stuff. Right, Rabbi Schoenberg? He's laughing. He's not giving a shear. I was kidding. He wants to. Okay, fine. Basil say you're allowed to soak. So Nachama. Bishamai say you can't soak it unless you could finish doing what you need to do before Shabbos. It can't be soaking during Shabbos. You can't have something working for you on Shabbos. Soaking the ink is a malacha of Elisha, of kneading. Karshining the vetch, we had a picture a bunch of times, also kneading. Ein noisten unim, the same idea. You can't put bundles shel pishton of flax of toichat tanur to heat it up in an oven to make it lighter. That's called milabin. It's issa d'oraisa. Unless you can make sure that the process will finish before Shabbos comes in. And not wool into the vat so that the dye will catch. That's called tzeveya on Shabbos. You're not allowed to. As long as you put it in right before Shabbos, a minute before Shabbos, it's enough. Now this is interesting. This is different already. Because over here, the Kli is taking action on Shabbos. You want to set up a trap, and it's actually going to trap an animal later on. Unless you have enough time on Friday for it to catch, however long it takes to catch, for the animal to come, look around, look at the food, eat, poof, catches him. If you don't have that time, says Bishami, you're not allowed to, otherwise you're allowed to. Nu halacha. You're not allowed to sell something to a guy, and you're not allowed to load up his vehicle, and you're not allowed to lift something up on him, unless he could get there, unless the place is really close. so he could get there before Shabbos begins. Why is this? This is like Amir La'akum. It looks like the goy is your messenger. He's doing it for you. Ubesil Matirim, he still says no problem. You cannot give something to the guy that does the hides, the tanner. This happens to us. Could you give your laundry to the dry cleaner before Shabbos? If the dry cleaner has enough time to finish your kelim, your clothing before Shabbos, then it's okay. In all these cases, Basil say it's okay if you give it a moment before Shabbos. My father, who is Reb Shimon Gamliel's father? Yeah, Gamliel. He would give in the white clothing, which is very difficult to clean. Imagine the process in those days. Today it's a 20-minute cycle and we're done. In those days they sat there and went like this and back and forth for hours. You need 3 days before Shabbos. The halacha is not like him. Pascal like Basil, you can give it 1 minute before Shabbos. Amazing. Bishama admit that when it comes to grapes, the way it is, first you give it a good kvetch. So now you already popped it open. All the grape juice is going to come out and you're going to have wine eventually. But what do? They put a very heavy load on it and they hurry up the process. If you put that heavy load on it on Shabbos itself, you're not over. You don't have to bring a chatos. So Membeila can do it even. All these things that we just said, if you do it on Shabbos, you want to do dye on Shabbos, you want to knead on Shabbos, you have to bring a chatos or your chayv kares. But since this is not a chiyuv chatos, so there's no isser to do it before Shabbos. So I could place my heavy beam and my heavy, those things you go into Gimel, you go all over Eretz Yisrael, you see these giant stones that have like a circle, and they have the thing in the middle. What?
There's one in Park Ayalon.
There's one here in Park Ayalon, right across the street from my house. So these heavy things, you're allowed to put that right before Shabbos. According to Bishamai, have a wonderful, amazing day. And now we're going to say one kapitel Tehillim.